is coming up next on the Rhinos Broadcast Network. Good evening, soccer fans. I'm Joe Giuliano. Welcome to Rochester Rhinos soccer at Salem Stadium. It's the fourth and final meeting of the regular season between the Rochester Rhinos and FC Montreal. Rhinos claiming all three by a combined score of 6-1. That look to continue their winning ways against our friends from the north, FC Montreal, who come in with a record of 1-10-2. Their only win, a 1-0 victory over Charleston on May the 14th. And they're going to change things up just a little bit tonight. Instead of Maxime Crépeau, who's gotten most of the nods in goal, it'll be number 70, David Paulman. He's a 19-year-old. This will be his third appearance of the season. He's got 5 goals against, made his pro debut on April the 11th in a 3-0 defeat to the Rhinos. He spent 4 years in the Impact Academy. Number 70, David Paulman. Well, all the talk for the Rochester Rhinos has been around this defense that has only given up a league-best 5 goals. But offensively, when the Rhinos take on Montreal, there's one player who really enjoys playing against the Montreal side. It's number 8, Christian Voleski. The 22-year-old has 5 goals on the season, but 4 of those 5 goals coming up against FC Montreal. Voleski also the MVP at the 2015 MLS Combine in Bradenton, Florida. He'll his scoring ways against FC Montreal. Stick around, kickoff is coming up next. The Rhinos and FC Montreal right here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Great Taste has landed. Salem's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
When you build a new house with Faber Homes, you won't have to deal with the to-do list that comes with buying a used home.
They made it really easy. I mean, the whole process was so simple, and we were new to the process. It was our first time owning a home, definitely first time building a home, so they made it really easy, step-by-step process, so it's great.
Learn more about the benefits of building a new home at faberhomes.com and visit our models in Henrietta, at Berkshire Park, or at Regency Park in Greece. Faber Homes. Great homes, great price.
great taste has landed. Salen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
When you build a new house with Faber Homes, you won't have to deal with the to-do list that comes with buying a used home.
They made it really easy. I mean, the whole process was so simple, and we were new to the process. It was our first time owning a home, definitely first time building a home, so they made it really easy, step-by-step process, so it's great.
Learn more about the benefits of building a new home at faberhomes.com and visit our models in Henrietta at Berkshire Park or at Regency Park in Greece. Faber Homes. Great homes, great price.
Come on, join the rest of the kids at Unity Health System's Total Sports Experience. Instructional program starting at age 2. Year-round fun. Join anytime. Call 458-4263 or check us out at totalsports-experience.com.
Sixth home game of the year for the Rochester Rhinos. They are 9-0-6, the fourth and final meeting of the regular season between Rochester and FC Montreal, who enter the match with a record of 1-10-2. Good evening and welcome to Salem Stadium. I'm Joe Giuliano along with the recovering one, Christian Silva. Welcome back to the broadcast, Mr. Silva. Hope you're feeling well as you got the ice wrapped all around that right knee of yours.
I did. Finally went through with the surgery, so now it's just the recovery process.
We wish you nothing but the best and a speedy recovery as you'll join us up here for some of the broadcast the rest of the way in 2015. Well, as we mentioned, Montreal comes in with a record of 1-10-2. Their only win against Charleston on May the 14th. They're going to start with David Paulman in goal. It'll be his third appearance of the season. In the back, it'll be Charbonneau, Temguia, Jaffrard, and Secunda. The midfielders are Dominguez, Belgandus, and Masudi. Up top, Morelli, Rigi, and Jolie. Philippe Eulafroy is the head coach of FC Montreal. For the Rochester Rhinos, 9-0-6, 15 games unbeaten. It has been an outstanding run to start the 2015 USL season. Adam Grinwis will get the nod in goal, his fifth appearance of the season. In the back, it'll be Tosh, Obasi, Apostolopoulos, and Ringhoff. The midfield, Dixon, Walls, Rudy, and Mulgrew. And up top, Rolf and Valesky. Valesky likes to score against Montreal. He's got 4 of his 5 goals against FC Montreal. The Rhinos are coached by the one and the only, the 49-year-old Bob Lilly. The man in charge is Ernie Constantine. Assistants are Nicholas Buscalia, Kevin Ficar, and the fourth is Greg Irwin. Montreal in the all blue, Rochester in the all white. The Rhinos will be attacking from right to left. As we're getting ready for kickoff here at Salem Stadium. It's going to be a lot of soccer here in Rochester in the month of July for the Rhinos, as they'll be on the road against Toronto on the 11th, but then it's going to be a bunch of home games, the 18th, the 26th, right here on the home turf of Salem Stadium. Rolf and Valesky to do the honors. Referee checking his watch, and we are underway at Salem Stadium. Fourth and final meeting of the regular season for Rochester and Montreal. Rhinos picking up a 3-0 win, 2-1, and 1-0 victory, outscoring the FC Montreal 6-1 in the first 3 meetings of the season. Apostolopoulos coming out from that central defensive position. Chip for Valesky. And Christian, his numbers against Montreal, as we've talked about already, very impressive this year.
Quite the Montreal killer, we'd say, huh? He's got 4 of his goals against this team.
4 out of his 5.
That still doesn't take anything away from his game. I think you'll see today his movement's going to be a lot of trouble for that Montreal defense.
Foul called, middle of the field. Will be a restart for the Rhinos. as they come in with a 9-0-6 mark. They have shattered the 1998 record of 14 games unbeaten. Now they're going to try to put their mind on the goals against mark.
Montreal buzzing about defensively to start the game. I think they're really trying to set the tone. Maybe get stuck in a few tackles to start.
Mulgrew, the header off the post and in front. It was Rolfe who got his head on it, and that was inches away from an early Rhino goal.
What a start that would have been for Rolfe. He's coming back from a shoulder injury. Really been battling to get back in the lineup, and he's done well. I think it's great for the Rhinos to have him back.
Colin Rolfe, 1 goal, 1 assist on the season. Almost got his second there, and a beautiful little flick on that just went off the post. Tosh still with it. Volesky or Rolfe behind him, and picked up by Walls now. Looking for Mulgrew. Mulgrew, the 22-year-old on loan from the New England Revolution. Tackled in the box nicely there, and no foul called as it was Charbonneau who knocked it out of play. Corner kick coming up for Rochester. Mulgrew to take it, his 5th appearance of the season. He'll wait for the big boys to get in, including Ringhoff. There's the delivery. The header. And off the line by Charbonneau. Montreal trying to work it out of their own half. Morelli.
Nice floated ball in the corner there by Timmy Mulgrew. I think really taking advantage of our size here at Rochester.
Looking to work it down the far side for Rigi, and it'll be cleared away by Ringhoff. Comes back defensively to win it for the Rhinos. Volesky's other goal coming against Harrisburg, a 1-1 draw at Harrisburg. That was on June the 18th. And I agree that 4 goals against Montreal, not indicative of what he's done against the rest of the league. He has been a nightmare.
Even that 5th goal, what a goal that was against Harrisburg. Clinical finish.
Yeah, took it well.
At the right time as well.
Yeah.
87th minute, I want to say.
Trailing 1-0, picked up the valuable point and kept the streak alive. Heavy touch there from Jolie. Wins it back, and he's called for the foul as going down was another player on loan from the New England Revolution, Tyler Rudy, the 21-year-old.
Once again, Montreal not shying away from any tackles. I think they're trying to take advantage of this last rivalry matchup this year.
Montreal's been off for a while. Their last game was on June 25th. A 2-1 loss against Wilmington, where they gave up a late goal in the 91st minute. Falling, and they've been off since then, due to their July 4th game at Toronto being rescheduled to July 21st. So a lot of time on the training field.
Yeah.
Some guys love it, some guys hate it.
Depends.
Depends how long, right?
Yeah.
Thrown to the far side for FC Montreal, away from home. They're 0-4-1. They've scored 8 goals this season. That's the fewest in the USL. But you look at that one win, it comes against Charleston of all teams, who are nipping at the heels of Rochester in the Eastern Conference.
Bit to Charleston's offense, though. I'd overheard they weren't allowed to get everybody in the country for that trip.
They paid the price for that.
Yeah. Montreal's been close against some results after that as well. I'm going to say New York Red Bulls, they gave them a great match, and Richmond recently as well.
Yeah, some heartbreaking goals, late goals given up, and Philippe Ulafroy has had almost 2 weeks now to kind of get that situation resolved against the powerhouse Rhinos. In 4 of your 13 games against Rochester. 14 now.
Definitely not a game to take lightly, though. This is, I think they call it a trap game.
Yes, absolutely. Driven forward, flicked on by Volesky. Rolfe has a challenge there, but knocked away by Ramirez. And Topo forward, Obasi gets there first. Morelli pressuring him. Grinwis in the nets tonight, the 23-year-old, his 5th appearance of the season. 2 goals against, 0.57 goals against average. The co-captain from the University of Michigan. Here's Dixon. Little chip forward, and Paulman will retrieve it at the top of the 18. Crapo has gotten most of the work in the nets for Montreal this season. 9 games played. Paulman, his 3rd appearance, one of those coming on April the 11th in that 3-0 loss to the Rhinos.
Wow, as you see here, Montreal being really stingy with that real estate in the midfield, forcing us to hit it long.
Walls battles for it, middle of the park. Flicks it forward. And going down on the center stripe was the Montreal defender. A restart coming up for FC Montreal.
Dominguez did well there to track back after the play.
Restart taken by Mele Temguia. Puts it to Nazim Belgandous, and he is the captain this evening. Played with the Impact Reserves last season, his 9th appearance of the year. Looking to work the near side, Obasi with a flick on and over the near sideline. Coming up here for FC Montreal.
Kira Sports is the authorized sales representative of Jehovah Products here in New York State. Located
Chipped into the box, no one there for Montreal, and an easy save for Grinwis.
Soccer, basketball, volleyball, running. They also carry goalkeeper and footwear equipment. Visit them on the
A bit impatient there to get the cross by the Montreal defender.
This team is very young. You look at some of their ages, 21, 19, 19, 20, 21. A young crop of players for Frankie Klopas and the Montreal organization. There's Obasi looking for Dixon. Voleski poked away by Belgandous. Hustling back was Malgrou. And Walls knocked down. It's Belgandous. And the referee is going to have a word with him. Ernie Constantine, again, the man in the middle. And that'll give him his warning before he's shown a yellow card.
And another strong tackle there by Montreal. I think they're knocking on the door. I think Rochester needs to respond and show them that physicality that's really done us well this season.
There's Malgrou's cross. Picked up by Paulman. Montreal possession in their own half. They back to Paulman. Slow things down and push the bodies forward. Long one downfield looking for Rigi. But Ringoff able to stretch his neck and just get a piece of it. Back to Grinwis, who's playing in front of Miller tonight. But Miller's numbers this year, Christian, outstanding. 0.29 goals against average.
Unbelievable. Shocking to see. I mean, you see the next closest guy, I think, is what, .93?
And he's the first to credit the back line in front of him, but as you and I have seen all season long,
oh, it's a collective effort.
when he's been called upon, he's made some huge saves.
Absolutely. And credit to him. I mean, as they've been saying, he's had to ply his trade and wait for his chance, and I think he's done it well.
Foul called on the Rhinos. It'll be a restart for Montreal. Rigi over the ball. Rhinos setting up a wall at the 18. Montreal discussing the restart. And they'll break the huddle and see what they come up with here in the 11th minute at Salem Stadium. We are scoreless on a Montreal restart. There's the whistle. Set piece goes awry. All that discussion.
Idea was there, execution was unfortunately missing today.
Belgandu is on that
Looked
first
interesting.
touch. Is it again? Looking for Regi. Apostolopoulos is there instead. And Masudi, the late challenge called for the foul. A restart coming up for Sean Tosh, the 23-year-old from the suburbs of Chicago. Long ball on the air side from Mulgrew. Not going to get there.
Rhino fans, it's not too late to get your season tickets for the remaining games. Call 454-KICK for more
Obasi.
info. And new Rhinos 20th anniversary
Walls.
merchandise is located at the Rhinos team store.
Obasi on the near side.
T-shirts, jackets, and much more. Stop by the
Side to
kiosk.
Mulgrew.
Scoreboard tonight.
Back to Tony Walls. They'll work it all the way back defensively for Julian Ringoff. Tosh, a good job to avoid the first challenge and barrels through the second. And there's Rolf putting some pressure like you talked about. A quick restart for Montreal. Wasn't going to get through as Jolie's pass looking to thread the needle, and the other way it's Voleski who's offsides, or it's Rolf.
Rhino's struggling a bit to find that ball and get it to feet. I think, I don't know, maybe a bit shooken up. Montreal, you see how alert they are in the midfield on defense, on the transition. I think it's causing a bit of problems.
And Regi receives a good long ball, but the touch a little too heavy there as it's knocked out of play. In the 13th minute, the Rhinos and FC Montreal are scoreless. Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike soccer information. Joe Giuliano, Christian Silva on the call tonight for the Rhinos and FC Montreal. This one played away by Grinwis. Walls, nice off the chest. Good touch forward for Mulgrew. Paulman is way off his line. I thought he played that with his hands. And he'll get a yellow card as well. In the 14th minute, Mulgrew was hammered by Paulman, who, if I'm not mistaken, played the ball with his hand. Way outside the 18. Let's see if we can get a look at that one again. As Mulgrew holding his head. Great ball from Tony Walls. Tough collision there. Do you think he touched it with his hand? Hard to tell with that speed.
May have nicked it. Get a feeling he closed his eyes and just jumped.
Paulman saying he got ball there, but the referee says you got a yellow card. And that close look there shows there was some contact with the hand. Thanks to Pedro and John and Dennis working so hard in the trailer tonight. Well, you talked about Rochester trying to maybe put their physical impact on the game. Montreal's delivering the blows right now.
Yeah, I mean, interesting to see. I think the first three matchups, physicality really came into play, but they're trying to take a page from Rochester's book.
Mulgrew walks off, but he'll charge back onto the pitch when he gets the signal. Here's Rudy's service. Good ball. Into the sixth. The shot and a goal! It's Rolf who's coming off an injury. And that's where he makes a living, inside that six.
What a finish by Rolf there. I mean, you see the striker's touch to really get his foot over his head and bring that back down.
Second of the season, and here's a look at the service from Rudy and the finish from Rolf. Good ball sent into the mix. And you're right, getting that foot up high, sending the ball down into the turf. No chance for Paulman. 1-0 lead for the Rhinos.
Just to do that on the turn like that, I don't think you can really appreciate how fast it happened, but that is not an easy skill. Great for Rolf.
That goal coming in the 15th minute. Rudy's second assist of the season.
Credit to Tyler Rudy there, what a ball. And that ball could have bounced in and right in the middle of traffic.
As soon as that came off his foot, you could sense there was danger.
Well, it was lined up right on the back post. Probably one of the harder balls for a goalkeeper to keep track of because of all the movement. Rhinos seem to be coming to life with that goal, just buzzing about defensively now as well.
A tough challenge from Paulman, waking up the Rhinos. Quick restart, Dixon's offsides.
I am not sure about that one.
That was close. Look at that last foul. Ralph battling in there. Even Tempuya. So he threw a hand up there as well.
Spiked it down, didn't he?
Melee Tempuya, he's got 4 yellow cards on the season, 1 more. He'll serve a suspension for the accumulation of yellow cards. They want to be careful. For the Rhinos, it's Garzi, who's at that 4 mark for yellow cards. And looking at the bench for Rochester tonight, Garzi is featured as a sub. Ring off down the middle of the field for Rolf. Heads it down, looking for some support. No one on the backside. And it's back to Grinwis. Played for the Mid-Michigan Bucks in the PDL last season. Obasi pressured. Jolie, the one-timer. And Grinwis has a good look at the ball the whole way.
Very good strike by Jolie there, right off the bounce. Try to catch Grinwis sleeping, but
is up and over Dixon's head. There's Rudy. And Rolf can't keep that one in play. It'll be a throw-in coming up for FC Montreal. On Sunday, they'll be taking on Pittsburgh at 4 p.m. at the Stade Saputo. For the Rhinos, 3 p.m. Saturday, July the 11th at Toronto. Taking on TFC. Team they defeated on May 9th, 1-0. And 0-0 on May 23rd at Toronto. There's 2 other games tonight in the USL. Charleston at Harrisburg and Pittsburgh playing at the Ontario Soccer Center against Toronto FC too. Paulman will have this restart. We're in the 19th minute. If you're just tuning in, it was Rolf. And a restart from Tyler Rudy in the 15th minute. 1-0, the Rhinos lead. Throw in, quickly taken. Belganduz. Regi, a little tug on the shoulder, goes down, no call made. Referee playing it on here as a Rhino player went down. Sent forward now. Feet get tangled up there with Jaffrard and Rolf. Referee innocently waves it on. And Rolf has equaled his goal output from last season. He had 2 goals and 2 assists in 26 games played. Now he's got 2 goals this season in his 13th appearance. Masudi gets tangled up. He goes down. And the referee will call the foul as it's Charbonneau who ends up on the turf, and Montreal will have a chance again for another restart. We'll see what they come up with this time.
these 2 teams just going at it right now.
Ramirez. Belganduz over the ball. 4 on the wall for the Rhinos. 21st minute, 1-0 Rochester lead. There is the restart. Belganduz, the shot deflected. The flag comes up for offsides. And obviously that was the play Montreal wanted to run the first time around. Much better execution this time.
Persistent bunch to try it again. They were getting that off one way or another today. And Grinwis not letting a single bounce in that box. I think he did well there.
That came off the training pitch and put it into motion this afternoon or this evening in Rochester. Restart coming up here for the Rhinos. While we have a break, let's let you know about Facebook. You can become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. Facebook and USL. Good little flick forward by Masudi, but Apostolopoulos sliding over, providing that great coverage.
Good cover, good read.
He was almost there before the play even got to that point, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just such great knowledge and experience in this game.
Good awareness. I think it's a little detail like that that really goes to show, you know, why we've done so well this season.
Unbelievable. I mean, Masudi had a great little flick around Obasi, but Apostolopoulos was there before it even started. He's been a great addition, his 15th appearance of the season. For the 26-year-old, reads the game so well. Has the ball now. It's Kiriatsis Jr. Walls leaves it for Dixon. His pass intercepted.
Possession cut short there.
And sent forward now. Masudi. It's Rigi, 1v2 on the far side, pulls it back. Gets it to Belgandus. His service way too deep. Easy save there for Grinwis.
Both teams just a bit off. They're starting to get a little more possession, but not quite as clean on that last pass from either side.
Time for the Shack T-shirt toss brought to you by the Soccer Shack. For all things
Ring off,
soccer,
cuts
visit
around
Soccer
one.
Shack on
Lays it up to
Monroe
Mulgrew. To Obasi, pops one up in the air. Voleski will battle for it. It's Temguia. Referee will make the call, much to the delight of the Montreal bench. Temguia to Belgandus. Middle of the field. High boot there from Ramirez, no call made. FC Montreal will knock it forward. No one there but Obasi. The indoor and outdoor star. Voleski. Long strides, turning on the Jets. Marked by Ramirez. Back to Rudy. Dixon checking into space. Tosh. And Rigi just gets a poke on it. And slowing down that Rhinos attack.
I struggled a bit to read the green. I think the turf moves a lot faster than he expected there.
Tosh will have a throw in deep on the far side. Lays it back to Rudy. Now coming up is Masudi. Knocks it off a Rhino defender. It'll be a throw-in coming up for Montreal. Very cool evening, 66 degrees
Time Warner Cable Business
here at kickoff after two very muggy days earlier in the week. Perfect condition for soccer.
Oh, it's brilliant tonight. I mean, the last week and a half has been brutal.
Visit at business.timewarnercable.com.
Paulman will try on the near side. Charbonneau keeps it in play. Ramirez. Charbonneau. Morelli tries the quick pass inside for Masudi, broken up. Dixon and the Rhinos have possession.
It's not enough urgency for me from the Rhinos to get open after they win the ball. A bit passive, kind of expecting everybody else to do the play.
Mulgrew heads it up over Temguia. Pressured enough to knock it out of play. And in their defense, they've defeated Montreal 3 times. I know that's no excuse, but maybe subconsciously, it's somewhere deep in the back of your mind.
It's definitely a factor. I think, you know, you can't avoid it. Beating them 3 times, you kind of think you've got them figured out.
Outscored 6-1, Montreal has been. Rhinos have the lead in the 26th minute. And they have a throw in on the far side. Follow at USL on Twitter to become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. It's at USL on Twitter.
Good ball by Abbasi there. Pick out Alex Dixon. Got Colin trailing on the far side. Let's see if he gets the cross off.
Slows it down. Looking for other options. Finds it in Walls, the captain. Low cross headed away by Jaffrard. Belgandus. Morelli. Off balance, intercepted by Ringoff. The Rhinos continue to attack, but give it back. Morelli again. Weaving in, weaving outside now. Is it central? Rigi. Gonna cut to his right. Tosh stands him up. Rigi with 3 goals on the season.
And Rhinos
12 games played.
Being a bit careless with the ball right there. That's a bad area to lose it in.
Rolf couldn't keep possession. Charbonneau into space, and Grinwis has to hustle as Jolie was hustling down to that one as well.
And once again, Montreal knocking on the door. Give credit to Rhinos, the work rate's there, but it's just that awareness, that speed of thought to really recognize situations that doesn't seem to be there right now.
There's that bad giveaway that got up and over the foot of Rolf, and Charbonneau came streaking in, looking for Jolie. Good anticipation from Grinwis to come off his line. Take care of that Montreal attack. 28th minute, Rhinos with a 1-0 lead. The goal from Colin Rolfe.
Congratulations and enjoy the game, courtesy of Faber Homes.
Dixon to Voleski. Now Apostolopoulos to Obasi.
And if you see there, we've got 4 guys on that front line just waiting for the ball.
Dixon tries to spin, and the foul will be called. And the restart coming up here for the Rhinos. Will be home again on July the 18th as they'll take on Charlotte Independence. For tickets and more information, go to rhinosoccer.com. Next home game against Charlotte. Oh, Rudy had a beautiful service in the 15th minute. Does he have another?
Quite as good.
Not quite as good. Belgandus. And a yellow card immediately issued. And it is going to go to Rudy in the 29th minute.
A yellow card caution has been issued against the Rhinos.
Nazim Belgandus, playing that middle of the field for Montreal, has seen a lot of the ball here in this first half.
Yeah, he's causing a bit of problems. Credit to Montreal, we're still knocking on the door and being persistent.
He was not here for that May 30th game, a 1-0 win. He has definitely got a different look to this Montreal side, as he has it now. Secunda gets it to Rigi. Ramirez outside. Rigi gets tripped up by Jolie, and Tosh will let it roll out of play in the 30th minute.
It's time to turn your attention to the scoreboard for tonight's celebrations of the game.
Tosh on the throw-in. Picked up by Montreal. James Jaffrard will have a restart here, and it'll be Nazim Belgandus to do the honors, it looks like. No, he'll walk away. Jaffrard will have a chance to put this one back into play. Jaffrard out of the Impact Academy. Also eligible as a Haitian national team player if need be. It's Rigi to take it. Rigi speaks French, English, and Italian. Plays it short. Belgandus settles. Swerving shot. And Grinwis will make the save.
Belgandus once again just stepping on the ball and trying to control the tempo. I'd love to see that.
Belgandus. Played last season with the reserves of Montreal. One for Tosh on the far side, 32nd minute. Played back to Temguia. Bad play. Voleski intercepts it. Paulman is down in the 18. Voleski still with it. Shot at a goal! Voleski's got his 5th of the season against Montreal. And boy, does he make them pay for a horrible mistake.
Montreal killer strikes again.
That'll go unassisted for his 6th overall of the year. In the 32nd minute, what a terrible giveaway, though. Oh. Here's Temguia. The poor touch. Paulman, really no chance there. And Voleski, just calm and cool. Used Mulgrew as a bit of a decoy.
I think there's a nutmeg in there as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could count as double.
And it was Temguia who got nutmegged. That's a double whammy for him.
Scored by number 8, Christian Voleski.
2-0 Rhinos lead in the 33rd minute.
Unassisted in the 32nd minute.
Wow. Voleski likes his Montreal games. If Temguia sets the table like that, Voleski's going to eat. Here he is again. Morelli. Still Morelli. Good bit of dribbling. Cleared away by Tosh, and it'll be a corner kick. First one of the game coming up for Montreal.
Nice bit of skill collectively from that Montreal offense.
Coming up from the near side. Belgandus will take his time and get over to take this. You get the sense if Montreal doesn't respond with something here, this scoreline could grow.
Oh, it's a heartbreaker for him. I mean, they got the first one and still were knocking on the door trying to fight back, but with a giveaway like that, definitely be a test of character for this young squad.
Smoke still filling the air from that second goal. Belgandus looking for Rigi. Still with it, Rigi. Just no space. That wall of Rhinos defenders closes the door and a foul called.
Bit ambitious to dribble into 5 guys like that.
Rochester Regional Health
I must
System
say, I think I have an idea of what Montreal did in training this week. They've got an array of set pieces.
Plenty of time for that work.
Is the number to call or totalsportsexperience.com.
As the first team for Montreal, it's 5-7-3. We'll be taking on the Columbus Crew tomorrow, or Saturday, July the 11th. The senior side for Montreal lost 2-1 to New York City FC, and a guy named David Villa. Pretty good game, 2 goals.
What's that?
Even though Montreal outshot New York 25-10. Still 2-1 for New York City FC.
I think you'll be hearing David Villa's name a lot more. He's got 2 midfield powerhouses coming in to really make sure he's getting that, of course, coming in the form of Pirlo and Lampard.
How about some of the other names that are being tossed around? Chicharito. There's talk of him maybe going to Orlando. Giovanni Dos Santos, him going to Los Angeles.
I think you're seeing that it's not the players at the end of their career that are coming over. I mean, Gio Dos Santos is a 1989 year player, still, well, I'd say under his prime.
Unbelievable. Montreal, as a matter of fact, looking at an Argentinian, Hugo Campagnaro. He's being linked to Toronto as well after his 2-year deal with Inter Milan expired. So some great names, great quality players. And I think you nailed it on the head. They're not coming to wind down their career. There's still some great soccer left. Have to add Christian Silva to that list as well, right?
Gotta get back to running first.
the near side. Charbonneau settles it, serves, driven, and that's out of play. So what is the prognosis? Therapy going well and recovering?
Yeah, it's going well. It's something that I have no interest in rushing. It's a long process regardless, so I'm just kind of taking every step.
Talk us through the situation. How did it happen and when?
I was right here, actually, the Open Cup match against FC Binghamton. 85th minute of the game. Just try to anticipate a ball, step in front of the guy. I guess I tried to change direction too fast and just got caught in the turf. Heard a pop, and I immediately I knew something wasn't right. So,
Well, again, as we said before, best wishes and a speedy recovery. And you know, if you can't be playing, this is the next best thing.
oh, absolutely. Great ball there by Tony Walls.
Just got under the foot of Dixon.
Unfortunate, because I think if he gets that first touch, there's no chance that back line can hold on to him.
Alex Dixon, 3 goals. His last goal came on April the 26th. He is definitely due to get on the score sheet. Last goal in USL play, I should say. He's definitely ready to explode back onto the sheet.
Oh, I think you'll see it as well. See some of the stuff he does week in, week out in training.
But the great thing about the team that Bob has assembled, if Dixon's not firing on all cylinders, Valesky steps in. If it's not him, it's Rolf. If it's not him, it's Steven. I mean, it's just such depth on this team.
I mean, I think you'll see it as well. I mean, the amount of rotations we do. There's never one guy that's always there besides Tony Walls, who really controls that midfield for us. I mean, everything else is a bit interchangeable and in a positive way.
Yeah, absolutely. This team is very big, very athletic, and very versatile. Hats off to Bob Lilly for putting together an undefeated 9-0-6 Rochester Rhinos team. 10 shutouts on the year. Only undefeated team in soccer right now.
Think so.
MLS, NASL, I don't see any there. Outstanding mark.
No, and credit to the coach. He's still pushing the team to really find their best form. I think an undefeated title does you no good if come playoff time you haven't found what exactly works for you.
And the brand of soccer, it hasn't been, you know, if you look at the stats, all defense. Not the case. It's attractive, attack-minded soccer. For those fans who maybe haven't seen a game yet this year, they'll be pleasantly surprised when they get out to the park.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that tag of just being a defensive team, I'll be completely honest with you, it's not like we're sitting in training week in, week out working on defense.
I mean, you're there.
I think it's one of the least, I don't even think we do it very much at all. We're really working on attacking. I think collectively there's just a mindset that, you know, we just don't want to get scored on. But we're still working on everything offensive.
I've enjoyed the broadcast this season. Very attack-minded soccer and good flow to the game. So hats off to the organization for putting together such a talented team. As Tosh heads it, and Belgandus will try to sneak a handball win in there, and he can't. Don't forget that all USL regular season and playoff games are available live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. There's Dixon. Tosh, Rudy. One touch into space. Jaffrard gets there first. But Tosh so strong on the ball. A good hard challenge. Montreal continues to come forward. Jolie. Slowed up just enough by Apostolopoulos, and Walls comes in to help out with Mulgrew. Will go long, no one there.
Yeah, forward needs to make that run and recognize that space right there.
Outside, Secunda, the 20-year-old. Hard challenge there is Jolie taking down Anoa Obasi. Third appearance of the season for Charles Jolie. Member of the Canadian under-20 team. 42nd minute If you're just tuning in, Rochester 2, FC Montreal nothing. Rolf and Voleski, the strike force up top on the score sheet in the first half.
At this time, we'd like to
Goal
welcome
kick coming up
both the
for
Oak Street
FC
Brigade
Montreal.
and the Flower City Stampede, the official supporter groups of your Rhinos. Both groups welcome young fans and old to join them in the cheering section.
If you visited the new USLsoccer.com, get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub, USL Soccer. Result from the Women's World Cup final. What can you say about that one? Congratulations to the U.S. women.
What a game that was. I think you mentioned earlier you tuned in, what, 16th, 17th minute, and you missed. You had thought you missed all the fun. There were still more goals to be.
We got to our table, and I saw the score 4-0. I did a double take. No, that was the scoreline. And Carly Lloyd, who played here in Rochester with the Western New York Flash, the day of all days, right?
What a day to drop a hat trick.
Congratulations to her. Here's Mulgrew, and the Rhinos now looking for more.
And a few lucky bounces there. Rochester almost took advantage of it.
Dixon continues the attack. Spinning around, serving into the box. Flicked on and out of play by Jeffrard. And the Rhinos will pick up their second corner kick of the half. 43rd minute, the big boys, Obasi, Ringhoff, making their way up into the box. Mulgrew with the in-swinging service. There's a good delivery. Punched up in the air by Paulman. Montreal trying to get out of their own half. Masudi had some trouble, finally cleared away. Tosh is there for Rochester. Temguia for Montreal, working that far side. Rigi. Still with it. Into the 18, Jolie. Spinning around, looking for options. Knocked off a Rhino defender, and Mulgrew sends it forward to Voleski. Here comes the speed of Voleski, but he stood up there by Jeffrard.
Fans, as a reminder,
Charbonneau.
stop at the 45-minute mark. Stoppage time to be kept on the field.
Far side. Sent into the box. Pastalopoulos wins the header. It's Masudi on the rebound. Masudi battling for it. Rolf comes away with it. Gets it to Mulgrew in the 45th minute.
Rochester a bit slow to transition there. You see we need an outlet and everyone's still behind the ball.
Long ball from Rudy looking for Voleski.
Admiral
Able to get on the end of it.
Official supplier of your Rhinos. Get your Admiral custom
And there is
jerseys,
back to
t-shirts,
Pullman.
and more tonight at the Rhinos merchandise kiosk under the scoreboard.
There's Belgandus. Morelli's header got enough pace on it. Easily scooped up by the Rhinos defense. And a flick from Charbonneau, no go.
I think you see Montreal's a technical bunch. You see a few nice little passes, touches here and there, but I think it just goes to show it's not just technique. You need to have a bit of, well, more than a bit of, but mentally be on the same page as everyone, have a bit of experience. A lot more goes into it than just a good touch.
I agree with that. Very technical, just able to put it all together in one big piece.
And I think it's just the age thing. There's no one really setting the tone saying, hey, you know, this can't happen in this situation.
Masudi, Rigi, maybe should have pulled the trigger there. One too many touches, and Obasi streaks away with it for the Rhinos as he's followed up. 1 minute of stoppage time in this first half, with the Rhinos leading it 2-0. And Rolf has struggled here in this first half. He came off on that near sideline holding his arm, and now he's down again, slow to get up. Have to keep an eye on that. As Ernie Constantine blows the whistle for half number one. Rolf in the 15th minute, Voleski in the 32nd minute. And the Rhinos have a 2-0 lead over FC Montreal. And Christian, before we go to break, your quick thoughts on half number one.
Just reiterate on what I just said. I mean, I think this game's far from over. Montreal struggling a bit with their decision making, but because they are so technical, you know, you can pull a surprise. Right, they're back right in this game. So.
All right, both teams will head to the dressing room and regroup for half number two. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, it'll be second half kickoff right here on the Rhinos Broadcast Network.
Great Taste has landed. Salen's great tasting hot dogs and deli meats now available across New York State.
When you build a new house with Faber Homes, you won't have to deal with the to-do list that comes with buying a used home.
They made it really easy. I mean, the whole process was so simple, and we were new to the process. It was our first time owning a home, definitely first time building a home, so they made it really easy, step-by-step process, so it's great.
Learn more about the benefits of building a new home at faberhomes.com and visit our models in Henrietta at Berkshire Park or at Regency Park in Greece. Faber Homes, great price.
Come on, join the rest of the kids at Unity Health System's Total Sports Experience. Instructional programs starting at age 2. Year-round fun. Join anytime. Call 458-4263 or check us out at totalsports-experience.com.
Second half about to get underway at Salem Stadium. The Rhinos in the lead 2-0. Ralph in the 15th, Voleski in the 32nd. It'll be FC Montreal on the kickoff. They'll be attacking from right to left. Joe Giuliano and the one and the only Christian Silva on the call tonight. As FC Montreal gets the kickoff, and immediately Rolf comes in and wins it back for the Rhinos. Here's Ringhoff. Little chip forward, Colin Rolf. Nice trap off the thigh. Couldn't get the turn, but a loose ball is picked up by Rudy. Out to Mulgrew. Now to Julian Ringhoff, the 25-year-old who's worked through that German national youth team program. Very strong in the back. And Mulgrew touched away. Another Loney from the Revs is Rudy. Tosh, good ball inside.
Good combination.
Dixon's got some space. Tosh, top of the 18. Tosh working it through, but Tanguia steps in front. Masudi coming the other way for Montreal. Rigi. No one on the end of it. It's Grinwis to scoop it up.
Good readjustment there by the Rhinos. Tosh took off, and Montreal looked to expose him on that flank on the counter.
Tosh taking a bit of an earful from Bob Lilly right now.
Nothing but positive things, I imagine.
Voleski wins it from Secunda.
Bit too casual there.
Rhinos looking to take it back. It's Masudi, though, for FC Montreal. Masudi comes in hard in the challenge. Rudy shoved down. Referee says play on, and Rudy can't believe it. Neither can I.
He got jumped there.
Yeah. Regi's quick touch. No one there for FC Montreal.
Good patience there by Tony Walls to hold the defender off.
Tanguia much more careful this time with that header. That pass back to Pullman in the 32nd minute was pounced on by Voleski, dribbled around the keeper, and then just took his time and tucked it in. Dixon gets taken down, the 24-year-old. 3 goals, 2 assists last season for Dixon. It'll be Tosh on the restart.
Bit hopeful there. Forward had 2 guys on him the whole time.
There's Rudy. Rolf, little back heel to Dixon. Still Dixon. Tanguia, second chance, breaks it up, and he's nudged down from behind by Voleski. Voleski, the 32nd overall pick in the MLS Super Draft, but never did sign with the Portland Timbers. being the MVP at that combine in 2015. This one into the box. Scooped up by Adam Grinwis. He'll take his time. 2-0, they say, Christian, a dangerous lead in soccer.
It
See
is.
how it plays out.
I think it's just one of those, you let a team get a bit into the game, all of a sudden momentum, emotions are into play, and they almost just will one back in their favor.
Still a lot of soccer to be played here as Ringhoff is pressured and knocked it out of play. Good pressure from Jolie. Belgandus to Rigi.
Both teams are just very elementary mistakes on both sides. I think they're still trying to settle into the second half.
Sudi's one-timer off the chest or settle, then shot is way off the mark. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Rhino. We're in the 50th minute. The Rhinos and Montreal even on shots at 4. It'll be a goal kick for Adam Grinwis. Gets it up to midfield. Flicked on by Rudy. Taken by Voleski. Tosh and Rigi battle for it. Tosh hustles to keep it in play. Sudi handball. Official on top of the play to make the call. So subs available for the home side. Brandon Miller, the backup keeper. Defender Grant Van de Castile. We've got Mendoza, Garzi, and Forbes in the midfield. Steven Dos Santos and Asani Samuels up top. Get to the Montreal subs in a moment as Obasi serves a good ball to Mulgrew. Chips into the box. And just flicked enough in the air by Jaffrard. Voleski to Dixon. The header save there by Paulman.
Become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content.
Good play there by the Rhinos to get out of that.
There's Ringhoff.
And that's what you want to see. Bit of composure there, really show who's the veteran team on the field.
Pastalopoulos to Mulgrew. Obasi drags it around 1, crosses midfield. Calm and cool, steps over around 2. Pass though, not on the mark.
Would have been a great play. That last
Sure
pass
would
was
have.
just a touch off.
Ramirez. On the near side, Alessandro Rigi. Flag is up for offsides, and Rigi with the Italian in the hand saying, "Are you kidding me?"
Back on that last play, credit to Obasi there. Really demand the ball, get on it, and really almost show by example, You got to take a bit of risk, but at the same time, you can't be afraid to have the ball.
And he has become a fan favorite with those risks of overlapping down the left side. Out of play, throwing coming up here for Tosh. In front of the Rhinos bench as Bob Lilly will readjust some things. Walls, double teamed, shields it out of play, throwing quickly, taken to Dixon. Into the 18. And out of play, goal kick coming up here for FC Montreal.
Rochester's elite youth soccer program, the Junior Rhinos, is holding trials.
Subs available for Montreal. Luca Leone, the backup keeper. John Dinkota, the defender. Philippe Lencourt-Joseph in the midfield, along with Istanbul Kasher. And up top, Victor Jaye and Frederic Lajoie-Gravel. Available for Philippe Ulafroy's FC Montreal. And speaking of subs, it looks like Bob Lilly is going to go with the two-pack. Garcia and Samuels will be coming in. This one's picked up by Paulman in the box.
I think think Coach Lillard there is keeping an eye on the Toronto game. I wouldn't say he's put this one in the bag, but it's just more of a precautionary, try and save some legs for the game.
Toronto FC 3-5-3, 12 points in the Eastern Conference. The next opponent for the Rhinos is Tosh. Steps in front and takes it away from Jolie. Throw and taken by FC Montreal, Belgandus. Off of Walls, comes through with it, Voleski. Rhinos could be onto something here, gets it outside to Walls. Chips it into the box, and it swerves away towards the keeper.
Unfortunate, the last pass was not there. It was a good build-up.
And this one is going to be behind Secunda. And throw in for the Rhinos. Samuels will be coming on for Colin Rolfe, the goal scorer in the 15th minute. And we did notice in that first half, he came off the field kind of holding his arm. And it'll be Garzi coming on for Tony Walls.
I think Colin's put in a great shift. Coming back from injury, so you may want to protect him a bit. His game is really based on a lot of contact, so.
55th minute, time of the changes. Walls and Rolfe are off. Garzi and Samuels are on. A great goal in the 15th minute for Colin Rolfe, his second of the season, to open the scoring tonight. Good win in the air. Garzi's first touch sends it forward to Voleski. There's Dixon. Couldn't get it to Samuels, and Belgandus will come away with it for FC Montreal.
Belgandus once again making himself available, really trying to step on the ball. May have a few mistakes here and there, but you still, that's something you want to see. Someone step on the ball, slow the game down, and try and tell the rest of the team, hey, look, you know, if it's not on, just keep it.
He's been a good addition here tonight.
I'd really like to see somebody for Rochester step up and do that as well.
And they're going to issue a yellow card here to Missoudi, second player from Montreal to go into the book. Challenge at midfield, sending Zachariah Masudi in with a yellow card in the 56th minute.
A yellow card caution has been issued to FC Montreal.
Pastalopoulos, the player who
Zachariah
took the brunt of that one.
Caution issued in the 56th minute.
Ring off will go short. Onto the near side for Garzi. This is picked up by Secunda. Dominguez. Rigi on the near side has to sprint to keep it in play, and he does. Served into the box, so Bassi heads it away.
Back to that unforced error by Mike Garzi. I mean, there was no one moving, no one demanding the ball, no one saying, hey, you know, just relax, give it to me, I'm wide open. So I think it's more of a collective thing right there.
We're in the 57th minute. The Rhinos with a 2-0 lead. They've been in control here. Looking to stretch it just a little more. They've made 2 changes here in the second half. Montreal looks like they'll be going to the bench shortly as well. Samuels, Rudy, Tosh.
Good 2v1 situation.
Outside to Dixon. Deflected out of play. Corner kick coming up for the Rhinos. Third one of the game. Don't forget the Rhinos' next game is Saturday, July the 11th at Toronto, 3 p.m. kickoff. Tosh, or it's Mulgrew on the near side, corner kick, 58th minute. No one there inside the 6, but Pullman.
Great read there by Tyler Rudy.
Almost get rid of a nice little one.
Yeah, stifled and looked to be a counter.
Way off sides as the flag comes up is Charles Jolie. Montreal will make 2 changes as well.
Supplier of your Rhinos. Get your Admiral custom jerseys, t-shirts, hoodies, and more tonight at the merchandise
It will be
kiosk.
Frederick Lajoie-Gravel, the 22-year-old, who will be checking in at the next stoppage, along with Estanibal Kacher. Garzi pressured from behind, fights off the first challenge of Rigi. Gets it outside to Obasi. And all the way back to Grinwis. Here's Ringhoff. And along with it, no one there for Rochester. Belgandus. And Ringhoff comes in a little high with the boot. And it'll be a restart for FC Montreal. And official wants to make the substitutions before play continues. So it'll be Kacher coming on for Belgandus. And we thought he both had a good game, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean,
Both thought he played well.
curious to see what these guys bring to the table. Belgandus is really that pivot for Montreal. They could just be pushing everything forward.
Joe Lee, the other player coming off for Lajoie-Gravel in the 60th minute.
Replacing number 63, Charles Jolie. Also entering number
There's 2 changes here for Montreal.
Estanibal Kacher. Replacing number 60.
Sudi into the box, collision in the 18. Referee will wave it off as it was Lajoie-Gravel who went down. Referee says play on. Sudi wearing the captain's armband is tripped up by Obasi. And it'll be a free kick coming up for the visitors.
Another technical error there by Rochester. Just basically gave him a counterattack pass.
Restart here and a good opportunity for FC Montreal. A run of play, Rochester has controlled them very nice. But a restart could be the break Montreal's been looking for. It's Rigi over the ball. Tanguia pushing into the box. Walls backed up. Here's the whistle. Service to Ramirez, and the shot. Too much pace on it. Try it again on the near side with Morelli. Swerving shot.
Ooh, what a strike that was.
Good strike, good save.
Another interesting set piece. I think they just refused to cross the ball in these today.
If you are sitting in section 126,
I must say, I really think this game's missing a bit of Canardo Forbes for the Rochester side. Just he's that player who's going to play in between the lines, demand the ball, and really make something happen with or without the ball.
He is available as a substitute. Going here for Rochester. 62nd minute. 2-0 Rhinos lead FC Montreal. Joe Giuliano, Christian Silva on the call. Tosh goes through everybody back into Paulman. And make sure you visit the new USLsoccer.com, get the latest news and live stats, and check out the new social media hub, USLsoccer.com. Big win from Tosh as Morelli tumbles down to the turf. And he'll get some help coming up. Referee wants the trainer to come out. He's insisting that the trainer comes out.
May have landed on his head, more precautionary than anything.
exclusive giveaways. Fans, don't forget, if you want to
Referee
bring your
taking no
group to a
chances
Rhinos
after that
game,
hard
call
collision with
454
Morelli and
Kick
Tosh.
to get discounted pricing for your group of 10 or more.
Montreal bench not happy with that. They'll play a man short here for just a couple of seconds. Morelli's back on. Probably Morelli, the 20-year-old. Been with the Impact organization since 2013. Ramirez, Missoudi. Tripped up by Apostolopoulos. And another restart coming up here, and there's going to be a card issued.
Uh-oh.
It's going to go to Rudy. That's his second.
That is a second yellow card.
And he will be sent off now in the 63rd minute.
I'm curious what that was for.
The ball was kicked away. Now, I'm not sure if Rudy was the player who did clear the ball away. But his second yellow card has been issued in the 63rd minute now. Rudy's second yellow card sends him off. And the Rhinos will play with 10 men. Here's a look at that last play. Let's see if he's the one who indeed kicks it away. There's the foul.
No.
Samuels has the ball. He scoops it away.
What in the world was that for? May have been a few plays back, and he let it.
He clearly saw that Samuels was the one who kicked the ball away. Okay, there's Rudy.
No chance that's what the yellow was for.
Apparently, the referee let play continue after the foul from Rudy because Montreal had advantage, and then Masudi was taken down, and the referee went back just a couple seconds earlier to send off Rudy with his second yellow. Wow.
Interesting decision
Very
there by
interesting.
the ref.
Just got a little tougher here for the home side. Throwing now for Tosh. So tactically, formation-wise, what are we looking at doing here?
Curious, because we've taken Tony Walls off, so I'm curious to see who's going to step in and really sit in that hole for us.
Chipped into the box. Looks like Samuels has dropped back into an outside midfield position. Chipped in, and Grinwis on his line makes the save. Let's take another look at that one, Christian. And this is the only thing I can think of, thanks to John Catalano, our producer. The initial challenge against Dominguez.
Ooh, that looks like a Meg there.
Came up with the foot a little bit, tripped him.
I don't know about enough for the yellow, but it's a ref's call.
And coming back to live action here. Referee is going to take a look at Dominguez right now and settle this down just a minute. And he'll just get a verbal warning for his last challenge. And Montreal will have the restart. So if you're just tuning in, Rudy picked up his second yellow in the 63rd minute for an apparent foul against Dominguez. The referee let the advantage continue. Masudi was taken down. He called it at that point and then went back to issue Rudy the second yellow card. So 10 men now for the Rhinos. We're in the 67th minute. They have a 2-0 lead over Montreal. Could open up some space here for FC Montreal, make it an interesting finish.
Well, it makes sense for Montreal to keep a bit more possession, but like we mentioned earlier, they took off that pivot for them in Belgandus, so. And Rochester took off Tony Walls, so I think they both sacrificed a bit there, thinking things would stay the way they were.
Here's Morelli. Just trying his best to keep it on the surface. Couldn't. It's out of play.
Prairie barley, fresh Canadian water.
Be sure to become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive league news and interactive content. USL on Facebook. There's Secunda. Temguia with the space that Christian talked about. Coming forward, gets it back. Still Temguia. The shot up and over the crossbar, trying to make good after that 32nd minute mistake, leading to Valesky's goal. The center back pushing way up now.
I think he was watching Beckenbauer highlights all night. What was that? That came out of nowhere.
He did. He just started the play and kept going up and up.
Both teams look to make another sub, inject a bit of energy.
Valesky tries to settle it down. Can't. Geffrard. side. Chip forward. Lajoie Gravel. Settle it down. Tosh will play it forward to Mulgrew. Secunda comes away with it though. Mulgrew comes back to win it for the Rhinos. Here's Dixon. Tosh. Out of play on the near side. Nope, kept in by Giffrard. Downfield, no one there but Pullman.
Miscommunication there. I think Valesky wanted to check short and Dixon wanted him to run in behind.
Changes coming up momentarily for both sides. Apostolopoulos off his chest. Sends it forward. Kasher gets his first touch on it. Taken away by Samuels now. He's got the long stride as well. Tenguia marking him. Gets the foot in there, and Montreal knocks it out of play. And with this stoppage, the visitors will make their third substitution of the game. Coming on will be Victor Njai. And coming off will be Masudi. Now, I thought Masudi was starting to pick up the pace a little bit after Belganduz came off, so he comes off as well now in the 70th minute.
They've got to be trying to throw everything forward. There's only explanation to take off. The only two real controlling midfielders.
See how that plays out for Philippe Ulafroy is Njai, the 23-year-old with 2 goals and 1 assist on the season. There's Obasi going all the way back into his own half.
Where's he going?
Is he attacking that way? They'll just eat away at the clock. We're in the 71st minute. Flicked on by Mulgrew, but no one on the backside of it. Giffrard. Njai wearing the captain's armband.
All of a sudden, passing lanes start opening up. Hopefully Rochester can keep it tight for the last 20 minutes.
Dixon all the way back to Grinwis. The Rhinos looking to get to the double-digit mark in wins. They're 9-0-6. They will be the second team in the USL, along with Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, to reach the 10-win mark. Far side looking for Regi. Regi plays it back. Charbonneau knocked off the ball. Obasi just playing with that end line. And finally cleared away by the Rhinos defense. Samuels.
Bold there by Obasi.
It sure was. Sent into the box. Lajoie Gravel couldn't get on the end of it. And the Rhinos will make 2 more substitutions. It'll be Johnny Mendoza coming on for Alex Dixon. 72nd minute. Mendoza making his 16th appearance of the season. And also coming on is the man we used to call Duba until you clarified that for us. It's Steven Dos Santos, replacing Christian Valesky, who buried his 5th goal of the season against Montreal. That is substitutes 3 and 4 for Bob Lilly's side. Steven making his 12th appearance of the season to go along with 4 goals. Giffrard, Secunda. Middle of the field, no one there. Mulgrew. Pass intercepted. Dominguez to Regi. Steps on the ball, goes down. I feel for Mulgrew there. And the crowd doesn't like it as well. Regi thought he just tripped over the ball.
Yeah.
Giffrard. Samuels loses control. Kasher. Now Regi. Secunda. Jeff Rard. Njai. All the way on the far side. So Temguia. Montreal knocking it around. Looking to penetrate here with the man advantage. No go for Charbonneau. Mulgrew knocks it off of Temguia. A little recap as to what's happened here tonight. 2 first-half goals for the Rhinos. 15th minute, it was Rolfe. 32nd minute, it was Voleski. Then in the 63rd minute, Rudy issued his second yellow card on a challenge against Ramirez. So Rochester playing with 10 men. They've won the first 3 matchups of the season against FC Montreal. They look to make it a perfect 4-0. Mendoza. Pressures Njai. Gets it to Ramirez. Quickly goes outside to Charbonneau. Joao Gravel. Couldn't get it to sit on the turf, and Mulgrew taking no chances. Over the near side. Secunda. Does end up on the foot of Kasher, but his service not setting up his fellow attacker, and it's a throw-in for Montreal on the far side. Be sure to follow @USL on Twitter, become a league insider, join club conversations, and have a chance at exclusive giveaways. It's the USL on Twitter.
I think Montreal finally taking advantage of being man up, showing a bit more patience now. Be interesting to see how the last few minutes play out.
Bassi got that one winding up with a corner kick on his clearance.
Fans, if you visit
Off his
the
foot,
new USL Soccer
not as he had
.com, get
hoped.
the latest news and live stats. Check it out on Social Media Hub.
Another kick on the near side. This is the second one of the game. FC Montreal. Ramirez. Still with it. Chips into the box. Grinmus goes down to the turf but makes the save. Rabasi, Ringhoff, Apostolopoulos so strong in the air. It's going to take something special to beat those guys.
Yeah, interesting decision there. I mean, you see how big and tall they are, how consistent they've been in the air all game. I think Montreal's success, if any, will come on the floor.
Steven Dos Santos off the hand. Restart for Montreal.
Rochester's midfield doing well to shift over, stay in a real tight unit. I think now more than ever, discipline is key.
Sent forward now, Jeff Rard. A one-timer, one hop, and Morelli's shot saved there by Adam Grinwis.
Located in the heart of Rochester, the Radisson Riverside is the premier venue for your upcoming conference, wedding, meeting, or social
Still
gathering.
with possession, taking his
With
time.
a staff dedicated to providing outstanding service, the Radisson Riverside has everything you need to guarantee a great event.
Paulman has it now in the 78th minute. Rhinos lead it 2-0. Montreal playing with the man advantage. Rudy sent off in the 63rd minute with his second yellow card. Secunda comes up high with the cleat. And off the head of Samuels and no call. The crowd and the Rhinos not happy with that. And Samuels wins the call as he was getting tugged on. And a change coming up here for Montreal. Ramirez will come off, and Philippe Lencourt-Joseph will be
Substitution for FC Montreal.
heading onto the pitch in the 78th minute.
46, Joseph Philippe Lencourt, replacing number
Lencourt-Joseph,
51,
his 9th appearance of the season.
Substitution in the
20-year-old coming on in the 78th minute. Samuel run off and out of play there by Jeff Rard. Short played to Giffrard. Going to the near side, the far side for Lencourt Joseph. Here's Kasher. Looking for Njai. Almost got inside of Tosh, who has to clear it out of play. Deep throwing coming up here for Secunda and Montreal. And Rigi, very technical, but in that physical battle, losing out to Samuels. Garzi to Tosh. Knocks it downfield, looking for Steven. And there's a call here. Christian, help me out because I don't know what it is.
Be honest, I'm just as clueless as you. I just see Stevens helping out their center back over there. Seems he's got a cramp. That can't be the call.
It's Jems Giffrard who is down with the cramp, and don't know what the call could be, but nonetheless, the Rhinos have a restart. I wish I could help you more. I just don't know what the call was. Well, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information. Nike and the USL. And out of play.
Game's kind of hit a bit of a lull, hasn't it?
81st minute, Montreal really not sure how to handle that extra player.
Yeah, I think you nailed it right on the head there. I mean, they're trying to show sparks of possession, but they end up resorting for that long ball.
It fits right into the Rhinos' defense. In the 81st minute. Shots, actually, Montreal given 8, Rochester with 5. Here's Njai. Morelli stuck in there by Ringhoff. There's Secunda. That far side. Lencourt Joseph. To Tinguia. The Rhinos giving Montreal that space near midfield, but after that, the door gets locked. Another change, the 5th and final one for Montreal. It's John Dinkota coming on for Jems Giffrard. Dinkota, the 20-year-old, making his 9th appearance of the season. And that'll do it for Philippe Dulafroy and his substitutes coming off the bench.
Looks like Graham Van de Castile set to come in.
It's Timmy Mulgrew, who's the player down in that far side or on the center circle. Looks like he's cramping up. He has worked hard tonight. He has been all over the field.
Yeah, and add that to the last few minutes, been a man down. Yeah, now you're doubling down, having to shift over. It's
double the workload.
But they've managed it well so far.
They have done a very, very nice job.
I think with Van de Castile coming in, that'll really add another defensive boost to the team, really help him see out this game.
He has been outstanding this season, making his 14th appearance of the year. Selected to the USL Team of the Week 2 times this season. And the 24-year-old will be coming on now. It looks like it's going to be Mulgrew, who comes off. 83rd minute. And that is the 5th change as well for Bob Lilly's side.
You have won a Buckman's Deluxe Car Wash gift card, which you can pick up at the merchandise booth. Buckman's Car Wash.
The players starting to cramp up, things getting tight.
Looks like Sean Tosh has moved up to the midfield. Grant slotted in that center back position, and Johnny Mendoza slid out wide.
A lot of shuffling, and this is your chance to show your versatility.
I mean, there it is once again.
Substitution
really leaves you prepared for any situation. That's credit to Bob Lilly and the squad he's built and the versatility he's really built into their group.
Good win from Tosh as he slowed it down momentarily. But Montreal still coming forward with Rigi. Shot from distance, didn't sit.
Someone's got to step there. The entire back line's backing up as he's dribbling, really allowing that shot.
Looking for his second of the year against Rochester. He scored in that 2-1 loss on May the 2nd against the Rhinos.
Fans, don't forget your Rhinos
Game
next
up in
home games on
Montreal.
Saturday, July 18th at 7:05, taking on
Pretty interesting
Charlotte.
background for
It's Kids
Rigi.
Day. Come celebrate
Got
the
his luck in
Rochester
Europe at the age of 18. Went from Italy's Sampdoria to Celta Vigo in Spain before coming back home and making a run with the Canadian youth program. That team was led by a very familiar face and name for soccer fans, Valerio Gazzola. Here's Njai into the box. Poked home. Montreal is within one. It's Lajoie Gravel trailing in on the play. And Njai did all the hard work, and Lajoie Gravel gets his second of the season in the 85th minute.
And that long ball seemed to pay off for them there. Great fight by Njai there, holding off a...
And here's a look at it, Christian.
FC Montreal goal scored by number 67, Frederic Lajoie-Gravel. With an assist to number 45, Victor Omar Jai.
Great strength and great balance there has really put Montreal right back in this game. I think we said it earlier, it's something they needed to avoid.
Has come on and been strong since the 70th minute. He gets the assist. Lajoie Gravel, his substitution as well. In the 60th minute, makes it 2-1. This could be an interesting finish. Still time left and a man advantage for Montreal. Morelli. Into the box. The Rhinos, two defenders get bottled up and cleared out of play. Rigi.
Rhinos seem a bit shooken up.
Jai barreled into from behind by Tosh. No call made. Obasi will clear it. Middle of the field, picked up by Dinkota. Temguia. Back to Dinkota. Another chip into the box. A little too deep there as Jai is going to take a look at his leg after that collision with Sean Tosh.
I think once again it goes right back to it. Who's going to step up and be the leader, really get Rochester back on the same page right now? Because
And Jai's second assist on that goal in the 85th minute. The header from Garzi. Picked up by Kasher. Outside to Langcourt Joseph. Nothing working on that far side for Montreal. It'll be throwing for the Rhinos. 87th minute. Lajoie Gravel just trailing in on the play. Neatly swerved it to the empty net. As Njai created some difficulties in that Rhinos box. Garzi hammers it, taking no chances onto the far side.
wanted nothing to do with that ball. And at this point in the game, you really can't.
The Rhinos looking to equal the 10-win mark that they put up last season. They were 10-8. Tosh battles for it. Gets it outside to Mendoza. Behind him, Lajoie Gravel picks up the throw-in for FC Montreal. Hats off to the youngsters.
Fought their way back. Well, not completely, but they have made it a game.
The reserve side of the Montreal Impact. They've worked hard, and Philippe Ulafroy and the developmental system in Montreal looks to be heading in the right direction.
Got to give credit to them. They've held their own. May not have the best record, but you got to remember these are realistically kids on the field.
Steven battling with Dinkota and Temguia. Gets away from both. Still Steven, corner of the 18. And Dinkota comes in with a little shove in the 89th minute. Free kick coming up for the Rhinos.
And Steven with a veteran play there, really showing, you know, what a forward really needs to do, holding the ball up, which we haven't seen much of today.
Taking away valuable time, and Rhinos will have a restart. It's Garzi to Steven. A 2-1 lead for the Rhinos, playing a man down. Garzi marked by Rigi. Secunda comes in. And nice touch by the Rhinos, throwing for Montreal.
Really got to lock them in here. 2+ minutes left.
In the 90th minute.
Ooh, on a silver
Dangerous
flag.
clearance, top of the 18. Steven knocking on the door. Still Steven. No, Palmer will get there first. Quick throw out to Langcourt Joseph. Gives it right back to the Rhinos to knock it downfield. Temguia. Dinkota. Langcourt Joseph gets around one. Serving it. Top of the 18, into the 18 now, Morelli. Cuts it back. Van de Castile will knock it out of play.
Making one last push, Montreal, it looks like.
There's Secunda. Low ball into the box. Charbonneau knocks it off of Apostolopoulos, and a corner kick here for Montreal. 4 minutes of stoppage time.
The fourth official has indicated there will be 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Montreal not pushing everyone in the box. Secunda and
Interesting that.
Paulman staying back. There's the swerving ball. Into the mix, and one hop. Gridless will pick it up for the Rhinos.
The Apollo Bakery is exclusive bakery.
In stoppage time, it is 2-1, Rochester leading it.
Visit their professionally made bread, baked goods, and more.
Rigi coming to pressure Gridless. He'll knock it downfield. Dakota steps in front of Steven. Kasher. Sent forward. Van de Castile gets his head on it. Samuels, chest pass forward to himself.
Showing great speed there to get up the field, and
Broken up by Temguia. Sent forward, Tosh is offside as he takes a quick look back at the referee's assistant. Steven went down after the challenge. Steven has been in some battles here since he's come on.
yeah, he's
in
done
the
well.
73rd.
I mean, he subbed on when we were a man down, so he's had a lot of battles to go into, and credit to him. That work rate has really helped keep us in this game.
And here for the Rhinos. Be sure to check all USL regular season and playoff games live, free, and in HD on YouTube. Connect with the USL YouTube channel today. Kasher, the 19-year-old, is outside. There's Joao Gravel. Now Dinkota, they've got to push it forward. Montreal bench urging them to get it up towards the Rhinos box. Secunda to Dinkota. He will push it forward, but it's a low one. Chested away and cleared off by Ringhoff. Scher gets the header back to Paulman, reaches him. Here's Dinkota. Morelli pushing it central, still with it. Laid off to Morelli. Kasher into the 18, and it's Temguia who is in the box. Grinless makes the save.
Montreal really knocking on that door once again. They're close, I'll tell you.
They sure are. Maybe a minute left in stoppage time. Outside to Obasi. Sends it long downfield. Mendoza can't get there. Steven will find him now. Had thoughts about going towards goal, and then was a smart move there to get outside and win the foul.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost a give and take. What's it really worth to go to goal now? You've already got that extra goal. You just really need to kill the clock.
Referee checks his watch. The Rhinos with a 2-1 lead. We're second half stoppage time. Mendoza winning this free kick after his hard work. Goes up to play it short. Eat away at the clock. Tosh off of his foot. Going for Montreal to Dakota.
Bit innocent there. You got to really do a better job and protect that ball in the corner.
And that will do it. The Rhinos' unbeaten streak continues. It's now up to 16 games. 10-0-6 are the Rochester Rhinos, while a valiant effort from FC Montreal brings them to 1-11-2. And with this result, Rochester sweeping the season series 4 games to none against FC Montreal. Christian, a little bit of everything tonight. 2 first-half goals, a late goal from Montreal, a red card, and we talked so much about the versatility, and we had a chance to see that on display tonight of the Rhinos.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw, even to start the game off, we had quite a makeshift lineup per se. Rotated it within the game, dealt with the red card well. Credit to that Rochester team, really showing a lot of versatility. It's going to definitely come in handy as the season continues to progress.
So the Rhinos, the second team to reach 10 wins in the USL. Also, that 10-win mark equals last season's 10 wins as well. Goals from Rolfe and Valesky in the first half stand up to Lajoie Gravel's 85th minute goal. The Rhinos win it 2-1. Next game for Rochester, July the 11th at Toronto FC. Next home game, July the 18th, the Charlotte Independents come to town. That'll do it from Salem Stadium tonight. For our producer, John Catalano, and the entire crew, along with Christian Silva, our color commentator, I'm Joe Giuliano, saying so long with a Rhinos victory, 2-1 over Montreal.